What is up, my Dangernoodles? It's me, I'm back. This is one of my wigs. I'm gonna cut it in a little bit. It's a bit long for me. My lighting. So, October's over. I had so much fun this month. I have gotten through a ton of books. I've gotten through my list is over there. So I've gotten through 15 books this month. I'm just gonna go, well, more than 15. But those are the ones I can think of on command. My necklace is being noisy. Okay, so this is what I read, what I got through this month. So on my handy dandy Kindle, I have a ton of books on here. And this month, I have my list. So we're gonna start off with, I read 2 books on the Kindle this month. Well, I read a lot of books this month. So I read Dracula, because spooky season. So that was fun. I didn't know that Dracula could turn into a wolf, which is raising a lot of questions on why a lot of people think that werewolves and vampires are enemies in modern literature. I think I want to do research on that. If anyone has an answer, I'd like to know. 2 days ago, I finished the Song of Achilles. That always makes me cry. I love retelling of Greek mythology. I've read the entirety of the Percy Jackson series, the Hero of Olympus series. I've gotten through the King Chronicles. They're Egyptian mythology, but I love them nonetheless. I love mythology in general. And Rick Riordan is one of my favorite authors. So when I was listening and reading the Song of Achilles, because I have an audiobook for it and I have read it several times, it always makes me cry, because if you know the mythology of Achilles and Patroclus, then you know how it ends. And it's very sad. And one of my favorite quotes is, name one hero who's ever been happy. And I'm like, no, you have a point. So the author did really good. Always makes me cry. And now that I'm older and I've reread it and stuff, I have more opinions on it. Like, there's stuff in there that I didn't notice before, because I was younger and I couldn't understand it. And then Neil Gaiman's The Sandman, 1, 2, and 3. I don't remember the first one. Preludes and Nocturnes, I think. And then The Dollhouse, and I don't remember what the third one's called. Fantastic. Read it before. It's one of my favorites. Love The Sandman. He's honestly one of my favorites. I love the art style. But I listened to it on Audible this time, and let me tell you, I used a credit on it so I didn't have to spend the whole $28. I ended up spending my credit that I get every month on it, and oh my god. It was amazing. Like, the music, the voice acting, they had a whole cast of characters. Death's voice she reminded me of Mabel from Gravity Falls, but like Morpheus's voice, immaculate. And I forgot it was set in the DC universe, so the whole first book I was sitting there really uncomfortable, because I'm not a big fan of DC. I've read it before. I can hold my own. I've read a lot, but I am a little bit more delicate in what I can handle. So like anything with Arkham in it is very hard for me to sit through, because emotionally I just can't handle it very well, and that's okay. We all have our limits. But like The Sandman, it was great. So that's Sandman 1, 2, and 3. The Bone Witch. Necromancy. The Bone Witch, oh my god, I can't even tell you. It was interesting. Like, the world building, it reminded me a lot of Memoirs of a Geisha. And I just enjoyed it. Like, oh my goodness, it's a coming of age story and spanned over 5 years. But I do recommend it if you have a couple of hours of free time. I loved it. It was good. It was enjoyable. There was a lot of world building in it. The only thing is that they make the main character, oh, I can't remember. Oh, Tia. It's it's spelled like T, but they pronounce it Tia, from my understanding. She seems a little bit older than she actually is because it's a split narrative, so it's her telling what has happened in the past 5 years. She's only like 17 or 19. I don't know. She's really young, and it makes her sound like she's 30. So that's the only downside I had to it. There wasn't a lot of like time and stuff, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Then there was The Rangers Apprentice, Ruins of Gorlin. I've read it before, read it again. I've read a lot of the ones that I have read before, but I read them when I was a lot younger, when I couldn't really understand, and I can understand now. But yeah, it was good. Still got upset over the bullying scene. Halt is still a thing. Gillen. Amazing. I wish Rangers were a thing out here. Yeah. It's great. I loved it. It's amazing. It's surprising I forget that Will is only like 15. There's this one. I listened to this. It was an audiobook. It's called Eyed Jax, which I thought was funny because it's me, your boy, Jax. And Eyed Jax is a bar, and this is a D&D set place. It's only like an hour and a half or almost 2 hours. The audiobook part is, I don't know how long it is in reality for writing and stuff, but it was good. There was mercenaries, there was pirate ships, there was halflings, there was drawers. It was good. I really enjoyed it. Shape-shifting, magic. It was entertaining. I recommend it. I really do. And then Carmilla. I love Carmilla. I don't know how many of you know that like there's a YouTube channel that did a modern take on the on the old story. This Carmilla was written about 25 years before Dracula was, and it had a female vampire who was preying on young females, and it's very homoerotic, and it's amazing. It's something you have to read. If you've read Dracula, you should read Carmilla because it gets everything down, just a lot less writing and a lot shorter time, and it's amazing. Like, it is fun to listen to if you understand it. It is lady vampires. Okay, Dune. I listened and read Dune this month. I tend to read and do audiobooks so that when I'm busy I can keep up. There's this thing called Whisper Sync. Recommend it if you need it. Dune. I read it when I was younger. Don't know if I actually finished it when I was younger, but listening to it now is a very different experience. And I consumed Dune because, as you guys know, the movie got redone. I also watched the 80s movie. Hated it. 100% hated the old version of the movie. Loved the new version. Very beautiful. I don't want to give spoilers, but like the way the orthocopters are, they look like dragonflies. That's all I'm gonna say about it. It was very beautiful. It's great. The audiobook sounds amazing. There's music that goes with it. Reading it, it's a bit hefty task. There's like 700 pages or something. It's amazing. Recommend it. I recommend to read it. It is not my favorite book. There's a lot of things that are wrong with it in my opinion, like the racism, the classism, and you know, the whole cousin thing. And then honestly, like, other than that, it and Star Wars are very close together. Sandworms were my favorite character for sure. But it's the whole Messiah thing for me. It's like, why was one person going to save a million worlds, you know? So I just don't really, it's not my favorite, but I did enjoy it. It was good to listen to. It was a good like 20 hours of reading and listening. So Gideon the Ninth, more necromancer, more space travel. Not really surprised. Lesbians. Anyone surprised here? No, I don't think we are. So yeah, that was a thing. I enjoyed it. The only thing is it all seemed to be like in the same area. There's a lot of travel, and what I like about about space stuff is the traveling between planets and stuff, but all of this was like in a crypt, so it was like, okay, well, and it was an enemies to lovers, so there's that too. Then, so for the actual audio book that I've been excited to read, I read The Gazelle Who Caught a Lion, another one of my Scarlet Hyacinth books that I've been reading. Those are the adult romance novels that are for adults. They're for adults. They're the paranormal, gay, shapeshifter ones. Shapeshifter, diversity and stuff. I liked it. I do. I like all of her work. And I think I'm allowed my little, you know, my preferences and stuff to read. It's entertaining. It's not very long, and honestly, I don't really care that it's not that long. I just enjoy it. But this one was interesting because it had a murder mystery in it too, so that was like, and they brought in mystical creatures, mythological creatures, so that was good. I just noticed you guys can see Evelyn. That's the newest member of my craft zone, so that's Evelyn. Everyone say hi to Evelyn. And I also read the one before that, The Shark Who Rode a Seahorse. It's also an adult book. I would like to emphasize it's an adult book for those of you who are under 18 and watch this. Don't read it if you're not over 18. I keep looking down. That's because my list, see, it's my list of books. It says October books 2021. Okay, and so other than that, let's get into the physical books. Oliver's messaging me right now. The physical books this month. Alright, so the Book of Eels. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I'm still reading it, but I've been reading it. I love it. I love it. I have learned a lot from here. It's more like a memoir about a guy and his dad and stuff, but there are lots of chapters like Aristotle and stuff and their take on eels, because no one knows where eels come from. They don't know how they procreate. They don't know how they're birthed, because when eels are in captivity, they just don't reproduce. So it's like, and they can't tell the difference between boy eels and girl eels because they just can't. It's the weirdest thing. No one knows anything about them. So it was fascinating to learn. But I also learned about octopods in here and all kinds of things. So that was fun. I really recommend it. And isn't it a cool cover? Isn't this a cool cover? It's amazing. And like, look at this. And that's this guy's first book. He's a journalist, so I'm not surprised with the prose in it. So I enjoy it. Although I was expecting more scientific stuff in it, but that's okay because it's experience-based. The next book is the Palmistry book. I used to read palms for fun. I actually used to go to church and read the pastor's kids' palms before the sermon. And it's nice. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. But it also comes with, I haven't opened it yet, but it comes with a poster, a wall chart. So maybe I'll take a picture of the wall chart and put it on my Instagram, which should be linked below. And then I also read the RPG game play guide. Very useful. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a dungeon master. So I make campaigns. I've run 3 campaigns in the past year. I'm in the middle of making another one. It's fun. It's entertaining. I like to do it. It's fun for me. This is what I like to do. It's insane. Like I have entire notebooks full of like campaign stuff. So that's fun. That's just something I like to do. And then my final book this month was the Neverland. It's also a campaign book for like Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff. It's a fantasy roleplay setting, and it's beautiful. And I looked at reviews on it and stuff after I bought it because I had never heard of it before. And like, it's like almost like a velvety cover. It's super soft, and like it's bound so that whenever you open it, no matter where you open it, it lays down flat. So I don't even have to be worried about the edge breaking. That's what I'm always so afraid of, is the edge breaking. So I'm like super psyched about that. And it comes with this beautiful like bookmark, and like it's a gold, and you can't really see it, but there's vines. But then like the table of contents, it's so beautiful, and like all the art is, the art is done by the same person who wrote it, and it comes with a map. Yeah, it comes with a map, and there's like hex keys for it because they're hexagons. And on top of that, there's only like a set amount of like type of people that you can play as, so you can't really play like as an orc and stuff. I mean, you could, I think, theoretically. It depends on how the dungeon master wants to do it. But like you can play as a big game hunter, you can play as a child pickpocket, a parent raconteur, the teen prodigy, the holy orphan, or a stranded pirate. And there's so many things. Like there's the crocodile, and the crocodile circles the island, and it could and this is a reference book, so it's got all the kinds of mythology in it and stuff, and you can have endless games. Everything will be different no matter how many times you play it. It'll be great. And like you can go inside the crocodile, you know, the TikTok one that goes tick tock tick tock tick tock and goes after Captain Hook, and you can go inside it, and there's a whole map for that because it's that massive. And then there's like 3 or 4 different types of mermaids, and they can be foes. You can fight Peter Pan, you can fight Captain Hook, and then there's a whole other side where there's Elfheim, which is the fairy side of Neverland, which it's the same map, I think. It depends on how you take it. And so there's that. But also there's like, you can fight Peter Pan if you want to. I think the most powerful character you can fight though is the crocodile. I think he's like 30,000 health or something like that. I don't remember. You can fight Tinkerbell. You can fight Wendy, oh shoot, Michael, and I don't remember the other brother's name. The Darlings. And there's all kinds of mythology. It's really cool. I recommend it if you pick it up, and it's only like 25 bucks. Let me double check. Yeah, it's only like 25 bucks. It came out in like August-ish, I think. I don't know. I would check, but I don't feel inclined to. But yeah, that's what I read this month. That's what I did. I have like 10-hour shifts, so I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So that's what I got through this month. If there's any book recommendations you guys have, I'll totally take it. I've got a huge list of books to read next month. Sounds like someone's over there. But yeah, that's what I did. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to do this a little more often. I really like reading. I don't talk about it a lot. Do you guys like my wig? I'm gonna cut it so that it fits better around my face and stuff, but yeah. Alright, Dangernoodles, I love you guys. Stay safe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Just, if you want, you can leave a recommendation down below. You can put down requests for me to review certain books. I'll see if I can get to it. Go ahead and say hi. I always like to say hi. But yeah, this has been fun. Love you guys. Stay safe. Jax out.